Top Hat. We're here with another project, Still Life Radio, with that of Yolanda Brathwaite of Sister Code. She is a owner, entrepreneur, survivor. So the next voice you will hear will be that of Yolanda Brathwaite here on Still Life Radio. Yolanda, how you doing? Thanks for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, we met at a luncheon that was a special guest in honor of the first Black Attorney General, which is Tish James, and you spoke there. And when I saw that, I needed to have her on the program to tell her story. So tell us a little bit about Sister Code and how did that come about?
Okay, Sister Code is a book designed for women to know how to dwell in peace with other adult women, because sometimes we come off a little shady, and so we need to find a even playing field where we can love on one another without all the shenanigans.
Could men be involved in that?
Yes, men can be involved, but it is more geared to women because of the fact that we tend to have hate on one another for no apparent reason at all. So we need to weed that out, and we can be more successful together.
So what gave you the concept of the name and coming up with the organization?
Okay, Grown Girls NYC is an organization of women who inspire, recognize, and celebrate women. So what I was doing is I didn't know exactly when I first started out exactly what I was going to how I was going to put that into play, but I did know what I did want to accomplish was that women need to find a way to come together, celebrate each other, and recognize our greatness.
Now, is this geared for youth at a particular age, from 8 to 80, 15 to 50? What's the demographics?
Right now we have 18 to 35, but we just launched YGG, which is Young Grown Girls, which is for 13 to 18.
And what is the scope, and what does the Sister Code and the company, what is it gearing to do? Does it do outreach in the community? Does it go to enhance their self-esteem and so forth?
Yes, because that's a big issue. The young girls, they need all the support and self-esteem and encouragement that they can get at this time because of the world we live in. With the TV, the media, social media, sometimes portray the wrong images. And so we try to instill confidence, self-worth, self-love, and we have a program that's called I Am a Young Gigi, which is where we teach self-love, self-worth, no mean girl acts, and stuff like that.
I noticed that you have a book which is also titled Sister Code. Tell us a little bit about the book and the content.
Okay, inside of the Sister Code, there is different segments on how women can dwell in peace with each other with loyalty, friendship, how to build a strong relationship with the same sex, how to develop a friendship that goes beyond just being just friends. It's more like we're sisters.
It's a connection.
A connection, definitely. So all that is even playing in with the faith and knowing that we can disagree and still be okay with that. There's no problem. Okay, we're not on the same page with this. We disagree, but I still love you, and we still gonna move forward.
Basically, agree to disagree type. Okay, so what is do you have any like workshops that people could attend and so forth?
Okay, for YGG, we actually just did one last week, and that's when we went inside of the school, and we just talked to a bunch of young girls about how they see themselves and knowing that they are enough in the world and how to just overcome different obstacles that are thrown their way through this path of life we have, this journey. So with the grown girls, which is the older women, we do come together. We just feed into one another to do workshops as supportive in entrepreneurship, also in just anything they're going through, even divorce, even family illnesses, mental health. We do that, and we work with a lot of other organizations on that.
So you really touch the gambit and scope of a lot of different things affecting families. And what a lot of people don't realize, you have a lot of PTSD that's in the community. And I'm not talking going to battle in war, just because of certain economical hardships, as well as emotional and psychological. All that is PTSD, which could lead to a whole lot of issues. Take, for instance, that Parkland shooting. You had 2 students that committed suicide.
Just recently, yes, and that's very devastating, and it all starts in the mind, because you can have a war, and a war can be right there in your mind. So if you change your mindset on how you view things, how you see things, that's a beginning.
And now that the Sister Code, how many years, how old is the organization?
Okay, the organization is called Grown Girls NYC. It has been in existence now for 3 years. The Sister Code, which is the book that kind of leads into with the brand, that's just been out not even a year yet, and it's doing phenomenal. 5 stars on Amazon.
Oh, good for you. Good for you, So what was the essence, that the catalyst per se, to start your organization?
Because I had seen that, as in high school, I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. I did surround myself with a lot of guys, because it just seemed like I got along better with them. And not so much shenanigans, not so much, oh, I don't like her, and don't even know why we don't like each other. My shoes was better than hers. I don't know. It was just like, just unnecessary drama. So as I got older, I did find it still a little difficult, and the issue was still there. So I said, let me put a platform out there that women can come together. They feel free. They feel like they have a community where there's no judgment, no drama, and then everybody can just feed off of one another.
Okay, was there ever a time that a hardship in trying to launch the organization and the book? Because I know what it is. It's very tough when it's you starting off, and a lot of people don't see your vision.
Right.
And you have to work 120% while the other people just give you 10.
Right.
So how did you overcome that?
Okay, and listen, it's still a process. It's still a process. A lot of people do just want to be in an organization because they'd heard of it, it's big and everything. But I do look for women that do see the vision, that want the same thing, because we have to be on the same path together. And it was kind of rough, but a lot of women embraced it. A lot of women are looking for it, a platform like that. They're tired of all the same old same, the drama, anything else. So they're looking for a healthy platform that they can actually be a part of.
Well, I'll tell you, you were at a great platform for that women luncheon with the Attorney General and, Assemblywoman Szilagyi. That's kudos in the cap right there. That's a big thing.
Yes, and I have to definitely just thank her, because she actually reached out to me on that. We was a partner on that event. So that was really I was just so honored and humbled by even having her recognize Grown Girls NYC.
But you see, also, a lot of people don't realize you're doing things, people watch.
Yes.
They might not comment,
Mm-hmm.
but they watch.
Yes.
And it's just, they're watching to see how you ascend. Some people might want to watch and see how you fail, but you're always going to have haters out there. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep your eyes on the prize and keep on moving. Now, for you who had struggles in launching the business, you also had some personal struggles.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Okay, in the mix of doing Grown Girls, I was not feeling 100% myself. But as a woman, we always tend to take on so much and not realize that our health may be in jeopardy. So I just continued to push until I actually couldn't push any longer. And God gave me that knock, like, hey, you need to go to the doctor. So I did go to the doctor and realized that I was in stage 4 kidney failure. And what a shock that was, because actually, this is another way. God is so good, because actually the day I had the doctor's appointment, I was driving to the doctor and I couldn't see.
Wow.
I could not see. But luckily, I got to the doctor. I kept saying my eyes were getting blurry and blurry. The cards was looking, just different. So I actually got to the doctor, and immediately she took me in, and immediately said she called. Had her receptionist call the ambulance, and I had to go straight to the hospital. My blood pressure was up so high that they had to put me on morphine and everything to bring it down. And that's when they was doing all the testing and trying to find out what was going on with me, and the end result was the kidney failure. So that was devastating to me, my husband, my kids, being that I'm so young. Like where did this come from? And not even one kidney, both of my kidneys was gone.
So now that you found out this process, what were you thinking in regards to, okay, am I going to put everything to the side and then I have to, focus about dialysis and so forth? How did you process that with your family?
Well, I was nervous about that. I didn't know where to turn, but I knew most of all I had to take care of myself. I can't pour into anyone else if I'm not even 100% myself. So at the time, we did have members members of Grown Girls NYC that came and started taking the forefront of everything and really helping me out there.
Wow. So now, what is the length of going on the donor list and trying to receive a kidney? Talk about that process.
The length is very lengthy. Actually, I was on the list for 10 years. On the list for 10 years. What they did was they gave me medication to subside the
Side effects?
Yes. For that way I could, my kidney didn't get worse and it didn't get any better. It just maintained. And I was on that for a while too. It just wouldn't maintain anymore. And the next step was dialysis.
Now, I had an uncle who was on dialysis, and it's not easy. It's not easy for you because your whole family have to work with that with you. So now, tell me the moment you got that phone call for that kidney, that match.
Oh my God, the moment I got the call for the kidney was just unbelievable. Okay, first of all, you've been on the dialysis for a while. So you're just trying to maintain. It was very depressing, I tell you that, because I did choose to have home dialysis. My doctor suggested that simply because he said my age, I'm still young, I can still do things, so he suggested that. I looked into it, and yeah, it was a perfect match for me. So I started home dialysis, which, mind you, home dialysis seems, yes, okay, and I had to do dialysis 4 times a day, every 4 hours. And I was doing that at home. They came to make sure that your house is sanitized and everything, and clean enough so that you can have that there in your home, because you just have to be very careful because they don't want any infections or anything like that. So yes, I did that. I didn't know what to do. Do the dialysis, get into bed. Do the dialysis, get into bed. That was my life for like the first month, because I didn't know how to live with dialysis. This was all new to me. So I had to find out, get myself in a rhythm to know how to do the dialysis and still have a life.
How did you cope? Were there any organizations, and now we have the internet, that you research to help cope with the stress that you were dealing with at that point?
Okay, I didn't reach out to any organizations, but I had a lot of support from, other females, my family, my husband. He had people, his friends, wives call me and talk to me and everything. Had a great friend, Joy, that helped me, send me daily words and everything like that every day. So I just prayed a lot and simply just said, you know what, I have to get out of this. I have to learn how to live with it if this is going to be the new me, the new life.
And 10 years is like a life sentence.
Yes,
so did you ever think that you were going to get that call?
No. But on February 14th,
Valentine.
the best gift of all, the best gift at all, It was maybe about 4 o'clock in the morning. My telephone rings. And the first time it rang, I just turned it off. Like, because I'm like, who's calling me at 4 in the morning?
What telemarketer? What do they want?
Exactly. So then they called back again, and then I just answered. I said, hello. I'm in a sleep. Hello. It was like, Yolanda. This is just how she was, too. Yolanda? I was like, yes. She was like, this is your kidney coordinator. We think we found the kidney for you. What?
Did you think you were dreaming at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, I was. I did think that. But then I was like, really? And then she was like, yes, we're not really sure. We're doing all the testing now, but just give us a moment and we'll call you back in maybe about 45 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm like, 45 minutes? That was like forever for me. So I never even went back to sleep. I'm shaking my husband. I'm like, listen, they found the kidney. He's like, they're going to call me back in 45 minutes. He was like, all right, wake me up in 45 minutes. I'm like, what?
Well, he was very nonchalant about that one.
Yeah. You don't play with his sleep. So they did call back. The next thing they said is, how quick can you get here? I was like, an hour, because if I live in Long Island, but I did all my testing and everything with New York Presbyterian Hospital. So I did it there.
The one in Brooklyn?
No, Manhattan on 70th Street. So I went there, and it's like that time traffic is like crazy. So it was like an hour, and I got there maybe a little bit after the hour, but I made sure I got there.
So hold on. So that day was this day of the surgery, not just to see if it's the match?
No. That day was the day of the surgery. I got there maybe around 8:35, I believe it was, 8:35 in the morning. And surgery was scheduled for 12 noon.
So I had to do all the prep and
Yes.
yeah.
Told me do not do, because every morning when I normally get up, I change my dialysis. I do everything that I'm supposed to, because I did the last dialysis the night before, so I slept around the clock with it. So the first thing you do in the morning is do your exchange. But they told me do not do the exchange and just come straight here. And so when I got there like at 8:35, we started doing all the testing.
And how long is a surgery, something like that?
Oh my God, I must have went in like 12:35, 12:40. When I actually got into recovery, it may be about 7:40 in that evening.
Now, let me ask you this. In regards to the donor, did you ever get a chance to meet the family?
No. What happened with that was the donor, he was a deceased donor. He was 40, I think he was 47. And unfortunately, he passed away from epilepsy. Okay. But at the time, the family, I guess it was still new. I can totally understand. It was still new, and they were not ready to meet me. Mm-hmm. But it's one thing about the hospital. They do have every year where they have a celebration, and everybody can come out, whether it be the donor or the recipient. Mm-hmm.
So are you looking forward to that meeting one day?
Yes, I am. I am, because, I'm so grateful, and I don't take it for granted at all.
Do they share the name of the person with you? I mean, you don't have to share it, but...
Mm-hmm. No, they don't. Mm-hmm. No.
Wow. So now, once you receive the kidney, what is the recovery time before you could go to regular activities?
Okay, I didn't go to regular or pre-regular, I guess you want to call it, activities for at least 6 months. I took off of work right after for like a year, because I just wanted to make sure I wasn't around people that, maybe had colds or little babies, because your immune system is so low. You can pick up anything instantly. So I didn't want to jeopardize that. So I just stayed home. The only thing I went out for was the doctor's appointment, and then straight back home.
Wow. So I know you had to do a dance.
Yes.
So tell us about that quiet time.
That quiet time, basically, I just got on my knees and just thank God, for the blessing, because I do have a husband and I have 2 kids, and just want to be there for them, and then just continue everything that I want to achieve in life.
Wow. And let me tell you, and this is the reason why I want to have Yolanda Brathwaite tell her story. And the book again is called Sister Code, and the company is
Sister Code Volume 1, because there's going to be several behind it. And the company is called Grown Girls NYC.
great. And I'd like to thank her for that. And you are now tuning into Still Life Radio Project here. Peace.